Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss urine formation, that is part 1. It occurs in 3 steps: glomerular filtration, tubular absorption, and tubular secretion. The first part is glomerular filtration. Our kidney have millions of nephrons, and through these nephrons, the blood pass out and ultrafiltration is occurring. So let's start with the topic, that is glomerular filtration, and a brief summary of our kidney. This is the structure of the kidney. Histologically, if we see it, it is made up of cortex and medulla. And in cortex part, we have the loop of Henle's, distal convoluted tubule, and proximal convoluted tubules. And in medulla part, we have the loop of Henle's and collecting tubules. And this is the structure of nephron, that is the functional unit of our kidney. About 1300 ml of blood, that is 25% of cardiac output, enters in the kidney of nephrons per day. Kidney excrete the unwanted substances along with water in the form of urine. And in a result, adult, the kidney receives 1.2 to 1.3 liter of blood per minute, or just under 25% of the cardiac output. A normal person excrete out 1 to 1.5 liter urine per day. It takes 3 steps. So first step is glomerular filtration. What is filtration? Filtration is the filtrate when the blood passes through the glomerular capillaries and it's passed out through the filtrate membrane, and this filtration is known as glomerular filtration. Second is reabsorption. Whatever is being filtrated, out of that 99% of the filtrate is reabsorbed by our bodies. And we used to call it selective reabsorption because only the necessary substances are being absorbed from these nephrons. And usually these nephrons are glucose, amino acid. These essential substances are glucose, amino acids, water, electrolytes. And this process is known as tubular reabsorption. We will discuss it in details in next lecture. Third part is tubular secretion. Some unwanted substances are secreted by the peritubular blood vessels, and this process is called tubular secretion, or you may call it excretion. And after completion of all these 3 steps, the final shape of the filtrates come out, to which we used to call it urine. Process of filtration. Glomerular filtration is the process by which blood is being filtered out, from the 3 filtration membranes. These are known as glomerular filtration membrane, and first one is glomerular capillary membrane, second is basement, and third is visceral layer membrane. In this diagram you can see these are the glomerular capillaries, and this purple fine membrane is the basement membrane, and another is covered by the Bowman's capsule, that is basement membrane. These are the afferent and afferent arteries. The two basement membranes are separated by each other with the presence of the special cells known as pedicels or the podocytes. They have the foot signs, we used to call them pedicels or the podocytes. And another are the glomerular. The proximal convoluted tubule is made up of cuboidal cells, whereas distal convoluted tubules, they have also cuboidal cells. And just above these afferent and afferent band, there is a mass as a group of special cells, we used to call it juxtaglomerular apparatus. And these juxtaglomerular apparatus are found in distal convoluted tubules. They have some special cells known as macula densa. They are the good sensors of the sodium chloride. As soon as the sodium level of the sodium chloride increases in our blood, they sense it and they increase the rate of GFR. Another type of cells are granular cells, and this purple colors you are here seeing, these cells are mesenchymal cells. The function of these mesenchymal cells is to remove the debris from these filter membranes or unwanted substances. Except these, there are also for another type of cells known as Parkinson cells. These cells, the function of these cells is unknown, but they give a cushion to these arteries. Here you can very well understand the structure of membrane, filtration membrane. The first is glomerular capillary membrane. It is made up of endothelial cells having pore-like structures. We used to call them fenestrae. So many pores are visible here. The function of these pores is reabsorption and secretion. And these are the two basement membranes separated by pedicels and podocytes. The diameter of these fenestrae and pores or the slit-like aperture is 0.1 mu. And again, this is the Bowman capsule, and this the enlarged view of the podocytes or the pedicels, and these are the capillaries. All these podocytes, they cover the capillaries in the form of network. They form a network around these capillaries, and with the help of their foots, they attach to these capillaries, which have fenestrae-like structures. Process of glomerular filtration. All the substances of plasma are filtered except the plasma proteins, because plasma proteins, they have larger molecule. Size of their molecule is larger, hence they are unable to filter out from these membranes. These membranes are so fine that a minute particle is filtered out. Hence the filtration is known as ultrafiltration. Now the GFR, that is glomerular filtration rate, is the total quantity of the filtrate formed in all the nephrons of both the kidneys in a given time. And this is approximately, in a normal human being, it is 125 ml per minute, or about 180 liter per day. Pressure determines the GFR. There are certain pressures. First pressure is glomerular capillary pressure, colloidal osmotic pressure in the glomeruli, hydrostatic pressure in Bowman's capsule. Glomerular capillary pressure is the pressure exerted by blood in glomerular capillaries. It is about 60 mm of Hg. Such a high pressure is maintained by our kidney. It may vary 45 to 70 mm of Hg, this person having some disease or some deformity. The pressures which determine the GFR are glomerular capillary pressure and colloidal proteins. Colloidal proteins, they also determine the GFR rate, and it is approximately 25 mm of Hg, and definitely it will oppose the GFR rate. The pressure exerted by filter membrane in Bowman's capsule, which is known as capsular pressure, it is approximately 15 mm of Hg in a normal person. It also opposes the glomerular filtration rate. So the net filtration rate, which comes out after all these opposing factors, is 20 mm of Hg. 60 is the glomerular capillary, and 25 is the colloidal osmotic pressure, and 15 is the hydrostatic pressure maintained by Bowman's capsule. So the net filtration rate comes out in a normal human being, that is 20 mm of Hg. Now how this all process is being controlled? The GFR is directly proportional to renal blood flow. Normal blood flow to both the kidneys is 1300 ml blood per minute. The renal blood flow itself is controlled by autoregulation. Constrictions of the afferent and efferent arterioles is also responsible to control the GFR rate. And efferent arteries, they are more sensitive because of the constriction, the blood is being stagnant in these capillaries, hence the GFR rate is being affected. Another type of cells are macula densa, which are being located in juxtaglomerular apparatus in the terminal portion of the thick ascending limb, and they are so highly sensitive towards the sodium chloride present in the tubular fluid. Here you can see the structure of macula densa. They are located and they are very sensitive. They work as a sensor. Macula densa detects the sodium chloride and they control the GFR rate by the co-transporter channel of sodium, potassium and chloride ions. Glomerular filtration rate is directly proportional to the glomerular capillaries pressure. Filtration rate is inversely proportional to colloidal osmotic pressure. If the pressure of the protein particles is higher, then it will affect the GFR rate, it will decrease. Normally it is 15 mm of Hg. Variation in systemic arterial pressure, that is the blood pressure. if it is above 180 mm of Hg or below 60 mm of Hg, affects the renal blood flow and GFR. Strong sympathetic stimulations caused by neurotransmitters, that is noradrenaline, also affects our GFR rate just because of the stagnation of the water in afferent arterioles. There are certain factors which decrease our GFR rate by vasoconstrictions. These are angiotensin II, endothelial cells, noradrenaline, platelet activating factors, platelet growth factors, and prostaglandins released from our body. Kidney. So that's all about the filtration, glomerular filtration. My next lecture will be on second part of the urine formation, that is reabsorption and tubular secretion. So thank you.